Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're back in AFK Journey, and in today's video we're going to be doing a Dream Realm guide. Specifically the Lone Gaze Dream Realm boss from the new season is what we'll talk about, because that is the boss active for me today. But before we get into that, the most important thing to do well in the Dream Realm boss is to try and clear as much of the campaign as you can. Because by clearing the campaign and taking on and opening up the different Crimson treasures, you're going to be able to get some pretty high level equipment, and also you can go back to Iron Hoof Forge and purchase different equipment to level up the stats on the heroes on your account. And that is really important, and also increasing your resonating level will allow you to forge higher quality equipment, and so this will give you the strength you need to go into the Dream Realm boss and do a little bit better than without having all of these upgrades. And of course the levels also matter, because up until like level 300, which is the essential cap, each level increase is going to increase the damage your team can deal to the boss and increase their survivability. So like in this new season, you want to be pushing the levels in order to do better in the Dream Realm boss. And then finally, if you have, for example, I only have one hero that can be taken to the maximum level 180 right now, and so you opt to go for that on your highest damage dealer for the various Dream Realm boss. And in the Lone Gaze, really OD is a key damage dealer, and in fact the best team I'm able to put together is with OD as the only damage dealer and everyone else kind of supporting him, rather than like, you know, OD plus Merrily combos, which are pretty popular as well. So we'll talk about the Lone Gaze in particular. It is a very difficult boss, and this is the first boss you're going to face when the season of Strife or Song of Strife season opens up. And there are certain heroes which I think there's no replacement for until you get to a later game stage, and those are, in my opinion, Thorin should be a must have here. He has the debuff to increase the damage that the boss will take from your team, but he also has a soul pact effect. So if you have Thorin at Mythic Plus, which you can quite easily get by this stage of the game, then he is going to protect the ally which is behind him, and so it's going to be a bit of more protection for OD. If you don't have Thorin at Mythic Plus, maybe you would want to replace him for a different option, and we'll talk about the other options you can have, but at Mythic Plus is really good, and for the extra protection for OD. And then Smokey is going to be a must run here, because his heals and the attack and haste buff provide him a lot of basically power for your team, and also sustains your team and keeps them alive against the boss. Coco is going to be also a must use. I don't know, like maybe when we get to really high levels you can replace Coco in these like Lone Gaze and Alpha Bear, but I think maybe even at the highest level team you're going to need to run Coco, because these bosses have just so much damage that even at a high level you're not really able to survive the onslaught of their attacks, and so Coco needs to protect the OD to buy some more time, and so Coco is a really good option. Legendary Plus is a good place for her, because then she begins getting more haste, and that will allow her to go for her ultimate a little bit faster than normal. And then the final hero I'm using here is Shakir, and you can run him. You really want him to be at Mythic Plus. He doesn't have to be at plus 10 exclusive equipment. Even plus 5 would be fine. Basically, when he has his aura near your allies, which in the Lone Gaze sometimes he is going to be close to your allies, and so it's going to provide damage reduction for them, and that is good. And he also deals a decent amount of damage. But if you want to replace him, the best replacement would be Merrily, and then run a double damage dealer comp. But I've had more success with this team. I might try some runs today with on video with Merrily, but this team worked out the best for me because it was able to survive the longest. You also have the 4 Mauler faction buff for a bit of bonus stats, like 18% bonus. And I think the best artifact to be running for most Dream Realm bosses is the Quick Blade spell, because the non-seasonal artifacts are going to be capped at plus 10, whereas these other seasonal artifacts are going to keep increasing in levels, and that is going to make them a better option. And also this is a good artifact because it gives you crit chance, and it also has attack percent. It also does do quite a lot of damage to a single target, and it increases your skill damage, or the skill damage I think of the attack onto the boss. But yeah, I think this is the best spell, but you can go for the healing spell as well if you think that's going to give you more survivability. You can experiment with it, but for this boss, I think this is a better spell because just that healing alone, it didn't really help. Like basically, if you have the good timing of Coco ultimates, the healing from Smokey, that is how your OD survives. It's not really like this healing is going to help OD survive by much. So we're going to go for a run here, and if you don't have Shakir or like a Mythic Plus, for example, I think good replacements for him would be Merrily. You can try double damage dealer comp. And if not that, I think Kruger can also do well. It would also give you the 4 Mauler faction bonus, and he does provide the defense reduction onto the boss, but that's physical defense reduction, and OD is a magic based damage dealer, so that is the thing. So right there, OD got popped. I was like, with this exact same team, I was able to get the 35, I think, percent of the boss's health, but now because OD died right at the beginning, you're not able to get it, so I guess it does also still depend on RNG, even with this lineup. But yeah, this boss is brutal. Even Thorin didn't really help keeping OD alive there, so maybe, honestly, you don't need to run Thorin, but I think the reason Thorin can be good is because he also tanks out the boss a bit, and if you have, like, for example, all, like, backline heroes, I think the boss is gonna go a bit crazier on the rest, on all of your team. So let's just for fun try with the Merrily and see how this one does. If your Smokey is, like, getting killed really quickly, you can try running him like in a not the leading position here, like in the second line, but if you run him in the back, which is what I tried, the boss usually jumps on him and kills him right at the beginning of the match. So you're going to need to do some experimentation, but I think this is the best version of a double damage dealer team. And maybe it isn't the best for me right now, but once I get to like level 200, 210, I think that this is going to be the comp you're going to want to be running. And this was a comp which people used to run for the Primal Lord Lone Gaze boss towards the end of it. But at the beginning, I also ran like the full support the OD comp. So let's try this one and see how this one does. I think, and yeah, it's going to be dependent a bit on RNG about how everything lines up when Coco casts her ultimate. But as you can tell, the boss outputs so much damage that you need that Coco output, that Coco ultimate to just take some of this damage. Like, even with the Coco ultimate, the wolves almost destroy OD. So I think when the ultimate duration ends, OD is still just gonna die. That's crazy. So yeah, you need to have Thorin Soul Pack protecting the target of the wolves that the boss like summons them on. And because we had Thorin protecting Merrily here, it didn't really work out well. Yeah, but I think the Soul Pact is really making a difference. It allowed Merrily to take that and still survive for some time longer. This got pretty good amount of damage, 25%, even though OD died right towards the beginning. So I think there's good potential here with this team. We'll try with OD here and Merrily maybe somewhere like that. Yeah, so Kruger is a good replacement if you don't want to run Shakir or Merrily, but Merrily is good as well if you have her at +10 exclusive equipment Mythic Plus. But Smokey, Coco, and probably honestly even a Mythic Plus Thorin, I don't think I would replace. I think those are the best options for the team. Okay, so the Soul Pact is keeping OD alive. Now let's see, is the boss gonna kill it? Yeah, boss just one-shots Merrily. So even if OD is protected, then the boss one-shots Merrily. So I think I can't really reliably pull off the double damage dealer comp. So let's try back to the original team where I got my highest score with, which is just this. Yeah, and I think this was the setup or the formation I had. Something like this. And I really don't think, like, if you have Rainier at Mythic Plus, maybe replacing Shakir for the Rainier and then buffing up the OD more with the attack buff and just protect OD as much as possible. I think that could be a good strategy. But other than that, I think really it's just Rainier Mythic Plus, Kruger, if you want to try and run him, or Merrily as the final option for the team. And the four, I think, a core component are Thorin, Smokey, Coco, and OD. At least at this point in time where survivability is an issue. The Thorin for survivability and Coco for survivability is too important that you can't really like miss out on that. Other things you can experiment with is you can try repositioning the heroes in the lineup, because usually the boss, I feel like, typically will attack the backline, and You could try moving Coco into the backline to tank some of that, but then Coco might die. So you'll just have to experiment and see which formation works the best for you. There's no like hard and fast, and especially in these early stages of the Dream Realm boss, there's not like any one best overall strategy. It depends on your box, it depends on even the luck of the match. And okay, so Odie is probably gonna die unless we can get a lot of healing to take. If we can tank one more of this after this resolution, okay. This might be it. This might be the maximum we can. No, even with the Coco ultimate off, Thorin died, and so. But if Odie were able to survive a little bit longer just to finish out a bit more damage, it would have been a really good score for us. We still managed to set a new record, but hardly by anything. And I think we are. It's really close to the new reset, and we have quite a point lead upon over all the other players here. So most likely we are gonna be safely in the top 10. But top 20 is, yeah, top 20 is probably out of our reach. I haven't been able to finish in the top 20 even one time since starting on the new season. Top 20 is very difficult because you're competing with, I think, 4 other servers apart from yours, so 5 servers in total. So basically top 20 is actually like top 5 of your server if you think about it, because each server having their top 5 would be 25 people in total. Okay, so far, yeah, I think I'm having a lot of success with the Shakir team. I don't really know why, because it's not like the Shakir is really helping the Odie. Maybe having the 2 tanks in the front line distracts the boss a bit more, but as you can tell here, we're not doing well because it's just based on the luck of how if Coco is able to get off her ultimate. Coco got popped there, so that was an end of our run. Yeah. But I do enjoy like these new bosses. I think it is interesting that there's not like any overall #1 best team for right now, because it gives you opportunity to experiment and also test your luck. Yeah, so the boss will so you might be thinking, why don't you reposition Smokey, because he interrupts Smokey and prevents Smokey from casting his ultimate and his aura. But even if Smokey's in the second line, he still does that because he has like an area of effect skill that applies this that interruption. So that doesn't really make much of a difference. And then after that, he does go for one like lunge attack onto the backline, but Odie is able to tank that, especially with the soul pack from Thorin. And Coco is pretty much completely safe in her position in the second line. Oh, unlucky that Odie died there. I think it also depends maybe if the boss gets multiple crits. But the only way we can beat our score is if, for example, Odie survived that there, and then maybe we got one final ultimate with Coco. That probably would be the only way we could beat this score. So I was really poor on gold, and I'll give you an update, just a general update on this account. I don't think I'll do any more runs because you kind of got the idea of how the team works and what are the best options. For me, it is Shakir, but you can try Kruger or Merrily in place of Shakir. But the other ones I would really recommend. If you don't have Thorin at Mythic Plus, you could replace him, but I don't know really what is the perfect replacement for him. It would probably have to be something between Kruger, Rainier Mythic Plus, or Shakir. Like, I mean, maybe if you didn't have Thorin Mythic Plus, you could do Shakir, Kruger, Coco, like full Mauler team, Odie, and final Smokey. You could do something like that. Smokey just needs to have, he doesn't need to be Mythic Plus, but Thorin kind of wants Mythic Plus, and Shakir also wants Mythic Plus. Okay, anyway, so the update for our account. We got a lot of gold. Because of the rewards that they just distributed to us based on like basically compensation for having lower quality rewards in the campaign mode and the AFK stages, and then also the noble pass. So that's really good. Now we have no gold issue. Like, we have 13 million gold, and yesterday we had like 200,000 gold, and I was really worried because then we couldn't level up our artifacts, we couldn't get new equipment. But now we have no issue with that. And so we've upgraded all of our equipment. We forged it all to the maximum level. And you don't have to worry about running out of these crafting materials, because you get a lot of them through your AFK rewards. You also get them through clearing the legend trial. You get a lot of them. So basically it's just the gold which is the limiting factor, and now thanks to these compensation, like gold is not really an issue. And then also Battle Drills is coming out tomorrow for me, and this will come out for you I think basically 1 week after the launch of your season, and this is going to be very exciting. The unfortunate thing is our guild is not as active as it used to be, like in terms of top competing potential, but I think still we could maybe rank in the top, definitely should get top 10 of guilds. I don't know what the rewards are going to be like, but the map is very different. It is a very different map, and the rewards are okay. So there aren't actually any rewards different to before. It's just the title. So you're just gonna want to try to clear to the maximum difficulty, which is the challenger. And if you have an active guild, that shouldn't be an issue because they provide you plenty of time. Like even in the last battle drills, I think there was like 10 days or over 10 days to clear it. And this is an even longer one, so I assume this is going to be even longer than 10 days. And then you just have to do all of these. Get all of your reputation treasures, and it goes up to level 5 only, so you can do that pretty quickly, but you want to attack every day to get the bonus gold. That's important. In the Supreme Arena, we've managed to rank in the top 50, and someone just pushed me. We were ranked 28, now we're ranked 42. I want to try and hold top 50. I think this is a place, at least for the time being, like at this stage of the game, I should be able to hold it. Maybe when everyone gets to the appropriate level, will be pushed out to top 100, but the main thing we're looking for here are the arena coins. So even if you can only get like top 200 or top 500, you're still getting these bonus arena coins daily, and that is what you're looking for to get those bonus S level heroes from the shop, the Emporium. These Twilight essences, they honestly don't matter much because it's the temporal essences which provide the maximum strength boost for your heroes. These are just like, honestly, as of right now, these are not too, they don't really matter. But you do obviously want to like stockpile them and build them up because you never know in the future if they're going to add new skills at like plus 20 exclusive equipment. But that's why I'm saving all of my Twilight essences. I'm not going to give it to any hero because as of right now, even giving like enough to level them up to plus 20 is from plus 15 to plus 20 is only giving them a bonus 2.5% of all of their stats, which is hardly anything. It's meaningless in the grand scheme of things. So, but maybe in the future, if they unlock skills, then you'll want it on heroes which have like the most overpowered skill. So I'm just going to save all of them for right now until we know more information about this, and because I do imagine there's going to be something to do with this in the future other than just these really low stat bonuses. But yeah, we're going to try to hold top 50, but even if we get into top 100 every day, I'm totally fine with that, and that's honestly the place we belong. Because like in our regular server arena, top 20 is, I'm more than satisfied with top 20. Top 5 is not really a possibility, and so like with 5, you're competing with 4 other servers, you're going to be expected to be top 100. Like top 50 is asking for a lot, but maybe we can do it. I don't think I'll refill to try and hold it, because even if I attack another time, I could still get kicked out, because like the people who attack you, you just swap the rank with you. If you want to look at my formations, it's basically the first team is the Iron team, Iron Nuke team, and then the second team we have the Mauler team, and Mauler is a very strong team composition, especially once you can get like Brutus and Entendre higher ascended, like Mythic Plus. You can even put Coco in here if you want, but I like Shakir, and my Shakir is really built up, ascended, so that's why I'm running him. And then final team is just like my other various decent PvP heroes with some faction bonuses, like 3 Lightbearer, 2 Graveborn, and who are pretty much ascended. So that's basically my team. It's nothing too special. I haven't focused on it that much. I'm just like using the best heroes I have right now, and that is pretty much it. Arena, we've been doing really well since we now have the full Mythic Plus Iron Nuke team. I've managed to really easily hold the top 20, and actually we're ranked 9 right now, even getting wins against people who are in the top 10, which is pretty amazing for us. Because the daily arena coins from that is really valuable for, again, getting arena coins. But even if you can shoot for top 100 champion, that's a great place to shoot for. And just really as high as you can get. Even top 200 champion is not bad. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it about the things I wanted to talk about. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of an idea for the Lone Gaze boss, what to use. If you're just starting, if your season is just going to start, I think it will begin with the Lone Gaze boss. At least that's how it began for me. And in the early stages, you're going to want to run basically the same team I showed, but of course not the double damage dealer. Like even right now, I can't really run the double Merrily plus OD. Just run for like OD, Coco, Thorin, Smokey, and then another like Shakira or Kruger type thing. Or Rainier Mythic Plus if you have it. So we've made it up to 311 AFK stage, which means when Dura Trials comes out, which is in 1 day, 4 hours, we're going to be ready to start challenging that to get the charms, because that's going to be a big boost to power. And especially I'm going to imagine in Supreme Arena, it's going to be a big boost. So I can't wait to cover that also in videos, so I will update you guys on that as soon as that's available for me. As for the guild update, now we did remove some inactive people who I mentioned in previous videos, or actually just yesterday's video, and now everyone is pretty much active, like, yeah. And so we're going to see how we do in the battle drills. I just want everyone to attack actively. That's important because to get the maximum rewards for everyone. But because it doesn't seem to be any ranking rewards, it doesn't really matter if we can rank higher than other players. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because we're going to upload daily AFK journey videos. Right now we're waiting for resonating level 190 in order to progress to the next Crimson Heights or Crimson Highlands 4. And so yeah, I think even tomorrow probably it's going to be unlikely that we're going to be able to get there, because we have done all of our quests, we've done all of our instant AFK attempts, and still we have like a lot needed even for level 180. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are doing well in your lives and also in AFK journey. And until the next video everyone, peace out for now.